What up? I think I messed up the recording. Um, it's almost 10 o'clock at night, and my neighbors are still making a ton of noise. There's nothing new there, to be honest, but for it to go on this late is kind of new. But luckily for me, I've got the next couple days off to deal with bull crap. So, deal with doctor's appointments and insurance calls and all that fun jazz. I was like, hey, you know what? I saved up all my vacation time throughout the year. Why don't I just use some now to take care of this nonsense? But yeah. Freaking, yeah, so I'm off, so I'm lucky. But if I had to be up at 1 in the morning for work and this was going on, I'd be ticked, man. I don't even know what's going on over there, dude. It's been since like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's just like, it'll be quiet for a couple minutes and then just... And then it'll be quiet again. And then... It's like, what? It's like, obviously you're hammering something, but like, I have no idea what it is to be, I don't know, to be that consistent and this long. I have no clue what it could be. Well, I just gotta hope that whatever it is, it's done before I go back to work, because if it's not, and it's 7 or 8 o'clock at night and I'm laying in bed and there's just still, I'm gonna have to go over there and be like, hey, shut the heck up, please. You know, obviously I gotta be nice, right? But I gotta be like, hey, I gotta be up at 1 in the morning, please, you know, stop. And just pray to God that they respect that. It's the joys of working the oddball shifts, dude. Because if I was like on a standard 9 to 5, it wouldn't really matter. Well, actually, yeah, it would. At this point, it would. This is getting pretty late for the noise to still be happening. Normally these guys are pretty noisy, but they stop like about 7, 8 o'clock at night, which for me is way too late. Like at that point, I already got to be up in 4 or 5 hours, you know. So those nights is already really bad enough for me as is. But at this point, when it's getting close to 10 o'clock, that's even getting too late for normal people, you know? Any of you on night shift? Or I know I'm not. What did the guy at work call me? Someone called me, I think, night shift adjacent or something like that. Because I'm not technically night shift, because I come in at 2 in the morning most days of the week. So I'm technically day shift, but I'm such early day shift that the night shift guys still, I still get to hang with the night shift guys, you know what I mean? Hey, the way I always say it though, as soon as we start arguing over who has the worst shift, I'm like, check it out, man. I get the disadvantage of night shift, like the weird sleep hours, and I have to see management. Know what I'm saying? Most of the time you're on normal night shift, you don't see management, or if you do, it's for like an hour. Know what I'm saying? Me, I see night shift for a good 2 or 3, or I see management for a good 2 or 3 hours at the end of my shift. Fun, right? See, there you go, there you go. Because on one hand, I'm always like, yeah, I'd switch. Like, to go in at 11 p.m. at night instead, that'd be better. You know, I'd like to start, even if I had to stay late or whatever, staying late would be like 10, 11 in the morning, okay? You know? I mean, obviously straight to frickin' bed, but then I realized, you know, the more I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love that. Because personally, I think I would. I'd prefer a normal night shift versus, I'd love to come in 3 hours earlier than 2, come in at like 11 or something. But I don't know if you can hear it. You may be able to hear them banging around out there. I don't know. But if they're doing that nonsense, I mean, I would have gotten no sleep today. You know, like let's say I had to be in at 11. I would have tried to lay down like at 2 in the afternoon. Or at least I should have 2 in the afternoon. Wake up around 10, you know, or 9:30. Been screwed. At least now I wake up at like 1 or 12:30. But yeah, but this is late. This is getting out of hand even by normal people standards. This is insane. I'm actually getting mad. I'm starting to get kind of mad. I'm gonna stop thinking about it because I'm gonna get ticked off. I don't even have to be in bed yet because I have the next couple days off for this. So. Did you hear that? You able to hear that at all? Nonsense. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I think this microphone has like a certain amount of noise cancellation or something to it. What the hell are they doing, man? You know, because normally I just keep my mouth shut because it's pretty freaking frequent, but it's not every day. It's about like 2 or 3 times a week. They're up pretty late doing that nonsense, whatever it is they do out there. Freaking all that damn noise for whatever reason. I mean, I know that they're working, so like that's why I try to be chill because I know that they're working on stuff. You know what I mean? But dude, like it does suck for me, like when they're out there making noise till about 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm just tossing and turning in bed, waiting for them to shut the heck up so I can fall asleep. But I kind of don't say anything because they normally stop. Like the latest they've ever done is like 8 o'clock at night. You know, so then they'll normally stop. A lot of times they'll stop even at 5 or 6 at night, which is more than okay with me. That's about perfect actually. So I never really said anything, you know, because I get it. They're working. They're working on something. They're not just out there banging on cans to bang on cans. You know, they're working on something. I think they run their own business. They're doing something that's important that they have to do. I get it. So I try not to be that guy. You know, make it all about me. I try to just let them do their thing. But dude, I can't lie, dude. Almost 10 o'clock at night and we're still going. If it was a work night, man, I would have had to put on my freaking slippers and walk over there like, hey, shut the fuck up. At this point, though, I think someone else might actually deal with them. If they make much noise much past 10, because I think after 10 o'clock they can actually legally get the police called on them for making that much noise this late. So I'm not going to worry about it for another 2 nights when I have to go back to work. If whatever project they're doing is still going on in the next couple nights and they're staying out that late again, I'll go over there and ask them to silence. But, you know, that's also what sucks being in this position is if you go over there and you know, you politely ask them to do that, if for whatever reason they decide to take offense to it or whatever, or like decide, screw you, I don't care, I'm going to do what I want to do, they legally can. I mean, I legally can't do anything about the noise they're making until after 10 o'clock at night, right? So legally, if I go over there at like 8 o'clock at night and I'm like, hey, can you keep it down, I'm trying to sleep, and they decide, no, screw you, we don't care, I'm screwed, you know? Now, do I think that would happen? Probably not. Most people are pretty reasonable, you know, but it could happen. And then if someone has a stick up their butt for whatever reason, they could purposely start making noise every night till 10 o'clock just to be jerks because they're mad that you dared to confront them about it, you know. No, I don't think they'd be like that, but still, things you got to think about. Not too hard. Don't overthink it, but just things to take into consideration. What's that? I'm overthinking it? No. I'm just filling in the frickin' silence, talking about something to get through this Indigo Park episode. Hey, actually, I haven't heard much of the banging. Maybe they stopped. Yeah, but that's not going to cut it for me. If they start making their noise until 10 o'clock at night, no, that's not going to cut it. They're going to have to go back to 7 or 8. 10 o'clock, that ain't going to cut it. No. That ain't gonna fly. That would literally leave me less than 3 total hours of sleep, and that is okay every now and then. For half the week, yeah, no, that's... I've done that. Just because, you know, I didn't want to miss out on other parts of life or whatever. I've been up, like, way later than I should have. I've done weeks of, like, 2-3 hours of sleep a night. Like, straight, you know. And it's not fun. I mean, when you have 6 hours of sleep, or rather, we'll say it like this. When you have 8 hours of sleep between 3 days, the amount of sleep you're supposed to get in one day spread over 3 days, and you do it a lot, it's just, you're like in a whole different world. Your head's like in the clouds, dude. You're just, everything's a fog, and it's just, you're living off of monsters. And any little responsibility you have to do is like the biggest inconvenience. Like getting the damn mail or opening a freaking letter or answering a phone call. You don't want to do it. You're just sitting in the recliner like, you know, heck no. It's not good at all. Or better for you, but still pretty annoying. You come home dirty from work and you don't even shower. You just crash on your freaking bed for 4 or 5 hours. And then you wake up and then you shower and then you do whatever. And then you end up going to sleep for 2 hours again. Then go to work and no. No. Not good. I always tell myself, like the mental talks that you have, like when you've been up for so long or whatever. I always remind myself, I'm like, all right, every U.S. Marine in training has to go through 3 days and 3 nights of being awake straight. Well, I can handle 1, you know? I always tell myself that if I got like no sleep the night before. It's happened before where I just, for whatever, I came back from vacation. And I got back into a normal schedule. And I had to get back into my work schedule and I couldn't sleep at all. And so I was getting no sleep. I got no sleep for two nights straight. I got no sleep for 2 nights straight. Even though you think I'd be exhausted enough to sleep the second night, I wasn't, somehow. I was exhausted, but I couldn't sleep. It's like when I hit the bed, I was awake. It's like, what the heck, dude? So 2 nights straight, I got no sleep at all. I got sleep on the second day on my lunch break. I got like 20 minutes of sleep. And then I, woke up and it was like the hardest wake up ever. And I went back to work. Yeah, terrible. Terrible. No, they're still making noise. It's past 10. Well, you know what? I like them. I don't really want people to get in trouble, but in a way, I kind of hope somebody... I'm not going to do it, man. Not right now, because like I said, what am I going to tell them? Hey, I don't have anything to do tomorrow, but just shut up. You know, no. I'm going to wait until I got to go to work to say something, which is going to be in a night or a couple nights from now. Let's see, I'm off tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday night is the night that I'm going to need them to shut the heck up. So if they don't shut up by then, I'll say something. But if they keep this up tonight, I guarantee one of these other guys will say something. Whoa. I'm curious though. I'm curious if like anyone else on who's like who works a job and who's night shift, you know, how have you dealt with these type of situations, you know? I'm just gonna go over there and knock on the door and be, hey, you shut up. I mean, that's how I'm gonna do it. How'd you do it? I'm out later.